there, Russ.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can't see you.
All right, hold on. This is my first time using something like this, so there we go. Can you see me okay now?
Absolutely.
All right, I got to do one thing. I'm going to put you on a screen in front of there we go. Now I can see myself and see you kind of at the same time. So anyway.
Okay, great. Well, we'll give everybody a second to join us here, and then we'll get started.
All right, I try to log in a little bit early just for the purpose of making sure I could get on this thing.
Yeah, get acclimated.
Exactly. Yeah. So I was concerned about how the heck everybody was going to see me until I opened up my laptop. So we're good.
Yeah. There you go.
Well, you have a good weekend?
Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, busy, out of town with my daughter. My kids are very athletic, so they play a lot of stuff like that. So
yeah.
Anyway,
softball tournament, right?
Yes, we were in South Carolina for that. So
okay, awesome.
So yeah, so what y'all end up doing?
Join us briefly, and then she disappeared on us. Are you there, Amanda?
Hey, I'm here.
Okay.
Hey, Amanda.
Hey.
Amanda, you're just audio, right?
Yeah, I just gotta change real quick.
Okay.
All right.
Well, good. That's a good reason to be audio. Yeah.
Right.
So, Russ, while we're waiting for everybody, the rest of the team to join us here, I saw that you. It looks like you've been reaching out to some of the leads directly, and is that right?
Yes, I have. When I have opportunities, I've been testing the waters a little bit on there.
Okay.
It's interesting. It's been more of a wait type thing because they want they might have clicked the button for getting pre-qualified, but they're probably more like wanting to see houses or find houses first, I think, or go that route first. That's all. So.
Okay.
But yeah, overall it's been. I've not got anybody go, I don't know why you're calling me, or which does happen occasionally.
Okay. Well, good. Yeah, and I tell you from our side, and obviously you probably know what I'm about to say, which is that the first step in the home buying process is getting pre-approved, and especially right now with the way that houses are flying off the shelves. I was talking with I was at a showing, my first showing, with this couple last week, Friday night. Yeah, Friday night. And we spent the whole week trying to get a showing. So the first 3 houses sold before we could get there. And the last one, the seller, it didn't, we got lucky, it didn't sell. And then the seller canceled and on us. And then we made it there. And then there was a line out the door after us. And so we had a good little conversation. Unfortunately, it kind of kept everybody else from seeing the house while we're having this conversation. But, about, hey, look, pre-approval's good generally for 90 days. Is that right with your company?
Pre-quals are good for 120 because that's how long the credit reports are good for. So 120 days.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, so that's been a recent change. It's always been with govies, but with everything now, it's gone up to 120 days. So therefore, clients are people are a little more easily ready to go ahead and have their credit run and get that pre-qual done, even if they're not ready to move right that second. So
yeah. And so from now, 4 months from now would be
looking at what is that? September,
August, September. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So puts you through the whole season.
Yes, exactly.
So we've got Matt joining us now.
Hello.
Hey, Matt.
Nice to meet you, finally.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah. Matt was supposed to be with us in person, and I think he had a couple offers he was writing the day that we had our luncheon. So.
Yeah, ended up getting a little held up on that. Sorry.
That's okay. That's a good problem.
We've got Amanda joining us here, and then we're still waiting on the rest of the group. So we'll give it a few minutes.
Sure.
Let me check my invite and see who has accepted this meeting.
I don't think Luann or Maryland ever did accept it, but hopefully they're coming.
Yeah, hopefully. Luann's waiting. So let me call Luann in Maryland, and Connie did accept. And I think Connie
I'm here. Hold on.
Okay, awesome.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah,
Yep, we can hear you again.
Okay, I'm here.
Are you audio only today?
Well, I was trying to do it on my phone with video, but it seems unable to access camera. I don't know. I was trying to do it on my computer, but anyway, I'm having difficulty here.
Okay.
I might, oh, wait a minute. I might pop in. I think I've got it.
Yeah, you just have to allow the app to use your camera so that you can access the video.
Yeah, Matt's our like resident tech guy, so
As close as one gets, I guess.
Okay, hold on. I think I'll be via the previous page is sending you. Hold on. Let's see if I'm coming in. Here we are.
awesome.
Let me get off the phone.
Yeah, so we don't get that lovely feedback loop.
So Russ, if you want to go ahead and I guess introduce yourself, and then we can kind of do a round robin. And while you're doing that, I'm going to try to get our other two ladies and see if they're going to be joining us.
Well, first off, I got my my part of my team here, Scott Wright. He's y'all will probably see his name and emails and things like that. But I wanted you to just meet him. I'm going to move over and let him. This is Scott right here.
How you doing, guys?
Hey, Scott.
So Bonnie is my team leader. She was in the middle of a couple things that couldn't come up with this, but Scott basically, once we get clients pre-qualified, Scott is the guy that they go to handle everything from that point forward before it goes into processing and underwriting. So I just wanted to make sure you guys had a chance that there is a face and a body behind the name, because you'll see a lot of emails and phone calls like that. So anyway, thanks.
Looking forward to working with you guys.
Hey, man.
Looking forward to meeting you too.
Hi.
So again, I met you go by Connie or Constance?
Connie.
Connie, okay. Well, I met Amanda and Connie over at lunch along with Dave, and just a little background on me. I guess that would be that I work with George Mason Mortgage. Been doing mortgages now for a little over about 19 and a half years, so just a short timer. Been with a couple different companies, but with George Mason now for right about 5 years. And so real excited. I'm a Richmond resident, been living in Richmond ever since I was born, other than a couple of years I was in the military and out of high school, and moved away for a short period of time, but came back and live in the Atlee area. Been there for with my wife and 4 children. And so again, very involved with kids activities. Or the ages are 13 to 20. So that's a little background on myself directly. So Matt, are you from Richmond originally, or are you?
I'm a Pennsylvania native originally. Been down here in Virginia for about the last 10 years, but lived in Lynchburg for 8 of those, and only been in Richmond for about 2 years now.
Okay, all right. Scott, he's from Pennsylvania as well. He's been down here for, I want to say, almost 7 years. Coming up in September, him and his wife, as Central PA area.
Okay, I'm from Scranton.
Oh, okay, all right. Been there, believe it or not, for hockey. My oldest son played ice hockey, so we were down there I would travel up there a lot to play the Scranton Wilkes-Barre and their program up there. So
yep.
Did you go to Liberty then? Is that why you were in Lynchburg?
Yep. Yeah, I went to Liberty originally. So.
Oh, my son. Go ahead.
That's what brought me down to Virginia in the first place. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Speaking of that, my son is he's been offered to play hockey on their D1 team down in Liberty. And so,
their hockey team's really good.
Yes. So he's been invited to play there, but he's working on his final admissions part of things now. That's what he's waiting on, but
he'll get in.
He's excited. He's really excited about that. So again.
Yeah, their hockey team's really good, and I know a lot of people who work in like their athletics department stuff down there. One of my good friends is actually a athletic trainer for, I think it's women's softball and volleyball right now.
Okay.
But he's on the athletic training team down there, so their facilities are pretty state of the art, and they do a really good job. So he'll be in good hands.
Yeah. Well, Mick, I think one of the athletic directors there, or assistant athletic director, Mickey Garritti, who's there. He went to high school with me. So
Oh, okay.
it doesn't hurt to know a few people down there like that. So
It's always nice to know a couple people.
yeah, exactly. So that's any questions for me? I mean, I know Dave wants me to go through some of the stuff that we offer and maybe some things that separate us from other lenders as well. But any questions for me thus far?
The only question I was going to have for you, off the top of my head at least right now, was if you guys do lending for just land purchases, because I know we've run into that issue a couple of times with our other two lenders that we work with don't.
Yes.
So I was just wondering if you guys do and what that program looks like.
Yeah, we have two different types of programs for land. We just opened up. It's supposed to be coming out either this week or the beginning of next week, which is a 15-year land loan program. So it's for long term, but we do also have it where for short term, if somebody's going to buy a piece, and then within 12 months they're going to go ahead and build on there, we'll do the land, construction, and perm loan. So we're a one-stop shop for that.
Okay.
So,
And to add to that, I think, Russell, isn't it, because y'all are affiliated with a bank, you're able to do the land loans or certain types of loans because you are bank affiliated, correct?
yes, we're owned by United Bank, which is out in West Virginia. Charleston, where the corporate is. They purchased us about a year ago. We were owned by Cardinal Bank prior to that. So we have a $20 billion bank behind us. So we have our own portfolio loan programs or products that we offer. But with that construction, we have a one-time construction loan and a two-time construction loan. So whatever the client is looking for in that for a little more security, especially with a fluctuating market with interest rates. So we can do that construction loan, close them. They close on the construction portion of things, 12 months. They have to build the house, and then it converts right away into the permanent loan. No re-closing. No, the rate stays the same. It's the same rate for both for the construction and the perm. But the land loan itself, again, more than likely we'll have to look at what the guidelines are on the 15-year. But because of that, like I said, we'll direct them into the best program for them. What's going to save them the most money on that for that. So how that's going to look. Okay. But yeah, so with that bank backing, we can make exceptions to things as well on there. But one of our hot products right now is a 7-year ARM. Especially with our high balance and jumbo market, because again the rates are still under 4% on that 7-year ARM, and a lot of people have come to realization that they're not going to be in that house for 7 years or maybe mortgage for 7 years. So it's just educating people and not just automatically assuming they're going to do a 15, 20, or 30-year vanilla fixed rate loan. Put them in a program that's going to save them some money and show them that savings in comparison to what that fixed loan product might offer. Still the predominantly number of people want that 30-year fix. It's just that comfort level that most people want. So, and I understand that, but it's also, like I said, educating them into other programs that might be beneficial that they didn't think about it as upfront or right up at the beginning of the process. That's all. So.
Yeah, I saw some stats about from that Keller Williams put out from the quarterly update from Gary Keller that came from NAR. And I think it's 25% of homeowners move within 4 years of buying their house. And so that, to me, that number really jumped off. I mean, obviously the average is 6 to 7 years in the house, but that's a big number for within a short period of time.
And just to follow up on that, most people within 7 years are going to at least either sell or refinance in that 7-year time frame because it's either life events that happen. People might want to, college, taking cash out of their loans or their equity in their homes as well. So that just educating them on that is all that I try to do, and then let them put the numbers out there, let them make that decision that's best for them. if some of them people are just adamantly right from the get-go, oh, I don't want a 7-year adjustable, that's okay. I mean, and then we stop right there and we go to what their comfort and where they what they would want in that program right there. So again, but yes, with our portfolio products, it's something that a lot of lenders don't have because they're not owned by a bank. A lot of course, we're still considered a correspondent lender, where we do everything in-house. I mean, where my office is right on Forest Avenue, right between Glenside and Skipwith, where I'm a stone throw away from Henrico Doctors Hospital. Right here, we have our ops center. So my processing department, my underwriting department, my closing department, all is sitting right here in our office in this building. So if I have a question, if I have a rush, or we're having an issue with the file, because as you know, I'm sure with all your files, there's never an issue with any of those for processing and closing on there. But occasionally there are, so it's nice to be able to walk into our underwriter's office and sit down and have that conversation where it's not they got other good companies out there. I'm not 100% familiar with the companies that the other lenders work for and how their processes are, but some of them have these centers where you do have to, their processing and underwriting is there. So they might be able to talk to them on the phone, but they can't sit down and, actually have that conversation. Have a cup of coffee, take them out for a adult beverage afterwards or something like that necessarily. So the thing here with that is that's one thing that we offer that some of our competitors don't. So anyway, with those programs there, as a correspondent lender, the servicing, most of our servicing of our loans, other than if it's a portfolio like the construction, like the 7-year ARM or a 5-year ARM, if someone's going to be in there less than 5 years, I mean, we're talking about, mid threes, 3.5%, 3.75. We do even 10% on these ARM programs that they don't have the interest rates an eighth of a percent higher, but there's no monthly or PMI premium mortgage insurance. So it's a really good, strong program. Our company, when they put it out, I want to say it was December. They were thinking in a year, maybe 18 months, you would get the $400 to $500 million in loan originations. We got that at the beginning of this month. So in like 4 months of offering it, that's how many clients of ours took advantage of this program. So it's a very strong program. The servicing does go to United Bank in Charleston, West Virginia, but that still means they can call me directly, and I have points of contact within our company to be able to help assist even after closing. So we're a full start to finish type of company, and even after the fact, we have clients who actually want to re-amortize because they sold a house after they bought their new house. We're able to help them out and assist them even after closing like that. So we try to, since I've been doing this for 19 and a half years. The thing is, my name is my business. I've got a great company behind me, but when I tell them something, I'm not going to tell them something that's going to affect my business, my name, because that's why people send me business. And so the thing here is that I'm excited to be able to work with you guys and show you what we can do. Talk is cheap. I know that, talk is talk. People can come in and say all what they're going to do for you guys. The bottom line there is, until you see it in action, you're not going to know on there. But, my track record, my history of doing this, I talk about my family a lot because that's what's important. That's what drives me. And my wife has been a stay-at-home mom since our 20-year-old was born. So, this is it. I've been doing it too long. I'm not doing something else. And we don't have anything to fall back on. So I take it serious with my reputation and with my name as well. And it's going to be taken care of. You guys as well. It's taken care of. Excuse me. When Dave Wright sends me a referral, I'm worried about making sure he looks good. And same with each one of you guys, Amanda, Connie, Matt. When we're working together on a deal like that. So, if you have questions, even if it's not even a deal that you guys are working on, or I'm working on, with you, but you have a question, feel free to bounce it off me. I'm happy to sit there and kind of, run numbers and, hey, is this correct? What this client's being told? I try to give the value added where it's needed and where you guys want it on there as well. Just a little bit. Yes, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I have a question.
Yes,
Go
ma'am.
back where you were. So you're saying on a 5-year ARM, you have no PMI insurance? Is that what I'm hearing?
With 10% down, yes, ma'am, we do.
With
That's
10%
correct.
down.
If they put 10, we don't. You get the minimum down payment is 10%. I'm getting ready. Before the call here, I was able to lock in some. They're putting it's 10.01% is the magic number. I don't know why the 0.01, but that's what it is. But we are able to lock them in on a 7-year ARM at 3.99%, no PMI on their monthly or upfront. It's just a slightly higher interest rate on there. But yes, they put 10.01% and no PMI.
3.99. What is the interest rate going at for now for like an FHA or?
4.5 is 4.5 to 4.625, depending on credit scores, is the driving factor there. But if you're over 740, 720, 740, you're looking at for FHA ours is 4.49, which is basically 4.5 or 4.625. Conventional is 4.625 to 4.75 right now, with the 720 to 740 or above credit scores.
And what are your, I guess, your down payment percentages on options on conventional?
As little as 3% for conventional. So we do the, but one of the clients has to be a first-time home buyer in that program through Fannie Mae to put the 3% down. So you could have a married couple and the husband have never been a homeowner or been on the title or on the loan, and the wife has. Well, they can qualify with 3% down. There's no income limits on that either. VHDA programs do have income limits. So that, if you've heard of the 3% program with income limits, that's a VHDA program, which we also are able to offer as well. So we look at both and look at what's going to benefit the client the most. Is the rate's going to be better with the non-VHDA or with the VHDA? We also are able to utilize the grant programs with VHDA for first-time home buyers. There are income limits on that. So for 2 persons or below and 3 persons or greater, the limits are different. I think it's right around 70,000 in household income for two persons and below for that grant. Anywhere from 2 to 2.5% of the sales price is the grant. So they have to come up with 1% of the purchase price for that down payment. You can get the closing costs paid as well, and or majority of it, and they come up with very little to purchase a home.
What about the Federal Home Bank of Atlanta? Do you have that grant?
We are. Yes, we do have that. We're waiting for the release of those. Some banks have had those released. We are waiting. It should be in. We're waiting. Last I heard was it should be by the end of this week or middle of next week. We'll hear about the release date. So as of right now, no, we do not have it. But I'm very versed in what that is, what the flood grant is, and what the guidelines are and the programs that are allowed with that. It's a great program. I mean, you can get as much as $7,500 for, school employees, if they work for a school system, or if they're a police officer or or work as a nurse or in the medical profession. So, it's harder to qualify those on that because the income limits are so stringent for the flood grant. But yes, very well versed in that. So last year, I don't really tout this one thing. I've been a top 1% loan officer based on Scotsman Guide for the last 3 years in the country. So it's in the top 1%. All that means is that I got a lot of people that refer me business, and
That's nice.
On to know that. But also with VHDA, was last year, I think I was a gold. Yeah, gold last year, not platinum. So all that means is that I did over 50 loans through VHDA last year. That's all that means. I don't really put that out there because I do all loans. I don't care if it's a $50,000 loan size or if it's a $5 million. We can do it. I'll do it. So don't ever feel like, is this something that Russell really will take care of and call back quickly and so forth? Yes, they're going to get the same service as if it's a $50,000 loan or if it's that, like I said, $2 million loan. So that's my guarantee to you guys on that. But we have the vanilla, we have the USDA, we're going to have the VA. I locked in another one earlier this morning, which was a VA loan as well, 100% financing on a previous client that came back to me. So I would probably say a good 10% of my business is repeat customers that have come back to me on there, just because, again, with the market the way it's been, not as many people are selling, as y'all can tell. So that's why it's a great seller's market. It's hard to find those homes for your buyers. But, with the ones that are selling, I do a great job marketing as well, where I send out emails, birthday cards, where I sign and they get an actual birthday card, not just an email, to my past clients. But one thing we do for you guys as well is that we're going to make sure that we have a continuity program. It's a 5-year where I want to say it's either 30 or 35 touches in the next 16 months once they close. You guys are co-branded on there free of charge. Your name, if you're a partner of ours, then you will get your name on every piece that we send out for that 5 years. So if it's 30 or 35 times, your name's going to be on there. It's free. We cover the cost for that as a company. So it just keeps your name on above and beyond what you guys already do in marketing and especially marketing past clients. We're going to make sure we take care of that as well. So any questions for you? Any questions for me? Program guides, programs, scenarios. Anybody got scenarios?
Yeah. So how about you talked about land? Are there specific areas or states or
we'll do the whole state of Virginia. So it's not limited to any particular. I mean, since they're in excuse me, our United's in West Virginia, we'll deal with Pennsylvania all the way down to Georgia. So if you have a second home client or a client that calls you and say, hey, I want to buy a house in the Outer Banks or Myrtle Beach or somewhere like that, we can do the loan here. They don't have to go to someone. You can refer them to a Keller Williams agent down there, but they can use us here. So therefore, they got that comfort as well of knowing that they're going to be taken care of right here and not using some lender you don't even know. So we'll do land like that. We'll do any type of purchase like that as well.
What about 2 or 3K or non-recourse loans?
Yes, we have we have, I mean, I do all construction. So if somebody's buying land, building on there, working with the builder, I handle it personally. We have our own FHA renovation department. They deal with me, get pre-qualified, everything. The pre-qualification is there. And just when I use terms like pre-qualification, just to be certain, it's the same as a pre-approval. Our lawyers got involved and said, we can't approve a loan because we're loan officers, not underwriters. So in our verbiage, it says pre-qualification, but it says we verified information and things like that. So it is as strong as any pre-approval you'll get as well on there. But with that being the case, I handle the pre-qualifications on our renovation loans for FHA, but we have a team that will handle the process and closing of that once we've got them pre-qualified. It's just they're so specialized. We only have, I want to say it's 3 loan officers on that team, and that's, I mean, probably 80% of their business is renovation. So they're very, very well versed. I've had had some clients do the renovation, and it's like, I mean, it's like them working with me. I feel that comfortable. Christina Tedrick is the head of that department. I mean, I was talking to her yesterday, driving back from South Carolina. I called her. She picked up the phone on a Sunday afternoon. So that's the type of response we get from that department. So again, it's yes. So to answer your question, yes, we do those.
And you do also the non-recourse?
No, we do not do the non-recourse loans. Sorry.
You guys know what non-recourse is?
No.
Basically, that's where it's in like an investor loan where they don't have to sign for it as a person, but they have to sign for it just as a business. And so a lot of times with people doing loans off of their retirement accounts and stuff like that. What about just listed, just sold postcards? Do you guys do anything with that?
We can. I mean, it's on a case by case. I mean, if you want to say, or a house by house type, we'll do mailings and assist in those as well. So again, postcards, whatever. It doesn't go. We do have our own compliance department at corporate that oversees everything. Any kind of advertisement, they're reviewing to make sure it's RESPA compliant. So therefore, it's protecting you guys, but it's also protecting ourselves. on there to make sure that our overseer, the CFPB, doesn't come back and give us a love letter in the mail for something that we might not have done. And where our corporate office for George Mason is in Fairfax, so the proximity to DC is very close, and we're a big player, especially up there as well. So we're probably outside the banks. We're top 2, top 3 correspondent lenders in Northern Virginia. So with that being the case, they're very careful with all of that because it's a short drive from DC to Fairfax for if they ever wanted to review us. So therefore, that's why we're very we're very protective on those items. Hey, Marilyn joined us.
Marilyn, you got us on mute.
I'm off. It's just hard when I'm driving. I've been cut off like 3 times because my phone keeps ringing. So sorry.
Well, drive safely, please.
Hey, Marilyn, I'm Russell.
Hi, Russell.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So did you get to hear anything of what we've spoken of thus far?
No, not really. I mean, on and off, I kept joining and then it would cut me off because my phone is ringing and then it cuts me off when I was in the process of trying to join, so.
Gotcha.
So, Amanda,
sorry.
Amanda or Connie or Matt, one of you guys want to take a stab at recapping Russell's conversation here for Marilyn?
I was going to say, you've got it recording, so we'll put it up online and she can watch it online when she has time.
Great answer.
Very savvy answer, yeah. And that'll be good too for Luann, who's not with us.
That's why we record these meetings.
That's right.
Thanks, Matt.
You're welcome. Do what I can.
So any other questions?
Are you guys getting any kind of questions or objections about, I guess, from your clients? One thing that I'm thinking about is, let's say somebody's already pre-approved, and so we're talking to them about, obviously based on the relationship and whatnot, but what might entice them to want to go through the process, and maybe talk to us a little bit about what the pre-approval process looks like for your company.
Sure, yeah. First off, our pre-approval or pre-qualification process, they can do it one of 2 ways. We can either do it right over the phone. That's one, where they'll talk with me. We'll get all their information, run credit, do everything that they need to do right there. And usually I can, within 15, 20 minutes, can let them know, hey, you're pre-qualified for up to this based on a verbal information. Now we do send out, once that is done, we send out a email that will say, hey, we need to get X, Y, and Z in ASAP. So therefore we can make sure we have verified that. So on the pre-qualification letter, we can put verified in bold, in all caps. So when you're making an offer, these items will state on there, verified. So the listing agents will know, hey, this is a strong client. They've actually seen the information that has been qualified for. So we do that, or they can go, we do have a link. There's a lot of people that like to go with the link now, and they go to our personal, my personal website. They'll fill out all the information to get pre-qualified that way. It goes through, it's very user-friendly to go through there. And then once that happens, it emails me directly. Last night, I had a client, I don't even know who the client is or who referred them to me yet, because they went on my website last night, pre-qualified at 1 o'clock in the morning. But it sent me an email. So first thing this morning, I got it, and I've left them a message to give me a call back. So I'm just waiting on that to find out where the referral came from. But anyway, with that being the case, we've got plenty of clients that like to do that because they might be at work and they don't have time, 15, 20 minutes to do that. Then they can do it at home or do it when they get a break at work and get that taken care of. So whatever they like and they prefer, that's the process on there with the pre-qualification. But we are very upfront, very, I don't want to say pushy, but we're very, we bombard them with emails and phone calls about getting the information because we like the strongest pre-qualification letters available out there to make sure that when it comes into a bidding process or they've got multiple offers, their offer is the strongest on paper, and if you have a client that's making an offer and you would like me to call the listing agent just to have that conversation with the listing agent to be able to say, hey, this is what I've done. This client is very strong, and just give them a little extra added value to that, let me know. I'm happy to do that on here. So to help you guys sell more homes, that's the goal here. So, but like I said, on here is that it's not very long for us to take that to get a pre-qualification done for you guys. Like I said, 15, 20 minutes. Once I get the email, it can be faster than that, depending on how completed the online app was.
I would say one of the questions I probably get most frequently from a lot of our clients right now is, oh, well, I'm rebuilding my credit, or I'm working on my credit. My credit's not great. And, I'll ask them, what is your credit score? Because I know some of our lenders have higher thresholds than others for what credit scores they can work with. And then they have programs within their company for credit repair, helping them get up to where they can purchase. Do you guys offer anything like that?
Yes, our minimum credit score is 620 for all products. USDA is 640, so we can't. That's their threshold is USDA, so we can't go below 640 on there. But everything else we can go to 620. We don't have any overlays. George Mason, since we are direct, we sell direct to Fannie and Freddie, so therefore they accept our guidelines. We don't have to go through like a Wells Fargo guidelines and have overlays based on something of that, or US Bank or somebody else that we're dealing with. So our threshold is not, so you can get turn downs with other companies and we can do them. We've saved plenty of loans from other lenders that are out there that we've competed with and that we do compete with because they were turned down because they didn't fit into the box that they have. We will assist with, if it's something that can be done quickly, I can personally, or Scott and I will help people out and pull a credit and look at that. We have simulators within our company that we can help and advise people on. We always make sure that we say there's no guarantee in anything. I mean, you pay something down, great, to help get your credit score up. But if somebody reports something in the interim that was adverse, so we try not to say this, you do this, it definitely will go up. But we are able to help people out individuals like that. We don't have a company within our company that does credit repair, but we have relationships with Home Loan Assist. A very close relationship there. I also will give them Lincoln Law, which is another company. I don't have any relationships there, just to give them options so they feel that they can call and talk to different companies. But we don't get paid by them. Don't benefit by using Home Loan Assist. Would be just to help people get their credit up. That's it on there. But yes, we have clients that we've worked with for 6 to 12 months trying to get their credit scores up and then be able. So again, there are a couple of companies that we might recommend that do offer down to 580. Not very often on there that we do that. But again, because rates are much higher when you're going below that 620 threshold when you're dealing with but if they need to buy a house, we have outlets to people I trust that I would recommend and put them in contact with that way. So does that answer your question, Matt?
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Appreciate that.
All right.
And going back to Russell, the second, kind of backup pre-qual or what have you. Like again, I don't know if you guys have any giveaways or like what you can arm us with to help get them to go through the process when they've already been through the process.
Well, and I apologize. I forgot that part of your question. So with that right there is that what I tell people, especially agents, you don't want to push a potential client away, especially at the very beginning of the process on there and saying, hey, I really need you to, especially if it was when you get internet pre-qualifications, I know most agents cringe and they, just are like, oh, you got to get away from there. I get that. Some people just are like, well, I've already got pre-qualified. I don't want my credit run again. The bottom line there is that if they know their credit score, which they should be able to get that easily from the person that they were pre-qualified for, what I typically recommend is say, hey, just give Russell a call. He is a free consultation. If you know your credit score, and basically what your debts are. He can do that without running your credit if that's their concern. Most people, that's their concern, is the credit part of things and having it run again. In reality, what credit bureaus have told me personally is that if you have your credit pulled, it's about a 3 to 4 point change in their credit score when each time you have your credit pulled. For 30 days, it does lock in, and it is fixed at that score. No matter if you get it pulled by 10 different lenders, it's going to, and your credit score was 739, that's what it's going to be with all 10 lenders in the 30-day window. After 30 days is when the credit score will start fluctuating based on how many times they had it pulled, because they don't know how many of those credit pulls actually resulted in actual credit issue. So after 90 days, the credit score should bounce back to what it was originally prior to all those pulls. So after that 90-day window, that's usually when the credit bureaus know, well, hey, new credit would have been issued by now. It would have shown up on the credit report at that point. But I'm happy to give them a free consult, and you want them to, or they want to make sure they're getting the best deal. We have opportunities to match or beat if somebody's getting a better quote somewhere else. Can't do 100%, but I mean, I would probably say less than 10%. I can't. And my company is willing. 100% of nothing is nothing. So they realize that, but we can't lose. I mean, we're in business to make money. Our United Bank wants us to make money for them. So as a company, and I get that, we want to make money as well. So again, but we will make business decisions to close loans as well. So, the thing here is that I'll just give you an example. I had a client that we had their loan fully approved, called the client, emailed them. Everybody was ready. We were like 3 weeks before closing. Everybody was excited. We get the CD out 1 week before closing typically is when we get all closing disclosures out. But all of a sudden, something came up where this property was FHA, and it was FHA loan, and it was within 90 days. The contract was written with 90 days of the seller buying the house and rehabbing, renovating the loan, put it back on the market. And so within that 90-day time frame, if you're not familiar with that, FHA says, you can't do that. It's got to be after 90. It's got to be day 91 when the contract is written. Because everybody knew that we were approved. That was missed unfortunately by our underwriter, along with everybody else. We still closed that loan as an FHA loan because of the relationship. Now, if we had caught that before approval, we would have had to make some adjustments on there. But because we caught it afterwards, we closed the loan because of the relationships there. Now, we were able to take care of the client and get them out of that and get them into something else and save them money as well after closing, which, made us look even better in there. But bottom line, and the agent better. But bottom line there, we'll do things like that. It's a rare, it's case by case, but we will do that for relationships as well on there. Because our word is our bond. We know that we're only as good sometimes as the last deal that you did on there. So, but yes, that right there, how you can get a client over to us is know that, hey, we're going to tell them if we can't beat it, we'll let you know that you're getting the better deal elsewhere. As much as that pains me to say that we would turn away business, it's all about taking care of the client. And, therefore making sure when y'all recommend someone over to Russell Nash at George Mason Mortgage, they're getting the best service and they're getting honesty, truth. If we make a mistake, we're going to tell them, even if there's egg on it. I mean, I don't like doing that, but you know what? We're going to own up to our mistakes and we're going to fix it. So that's my guarantee to you guys. Okay, did that answer your question too? I know I gave a little bit more than that, Dave.
No, it's great.
Okay.
I think I don't know if we're done with our questions, but if we are, then to end on a guarantee, that's a pretty great way to end the call.
Okay. Well, if like I said, if you have any questions, you can always email me. You can call me. If it's after, usually I say if it's after 8 o'clock, just text me first to make sure that I can take the call. I will let you know because because this little thing right here is not very far from me, even at home. That's the biggest complaint I get from my wife and kids. But I will, if I'm available, I'll do a pre-qualification at 10, 11 o'clock at night if that's what the client needs or you guys need me to do. So So weekends as well. But I just say give me a text so I can make sure I can get it to a place that I can talk and get that done. Than just a call out of the blue. That's the only thing I recommend on there or would like. Okay.
Well, great. Well, Russell, thank you so much for your time.
One last thing real quick. Do we have his cell phone number somewhere, Dave? Did you send out in an email or something his actual cell phone number, or is it just the office number?
He gave out a lot of cards too. He has a cell. It's
Well, if you
I was there to get the card, so.
If you call my office, my office number is forwarded to my cell. So
okay, perfect, easy enough.
If you call my office number, it goes to my cell. Either way, you want my cell just so you can text me though. That's the key.
Yeah.
I can. I think I have y'all's email address. I'll send a updated. I'll double check on there. I'll send the contact information, all that stuff over to Dave. Or you got my card. I think you put it in your phone, didn't you, Dave? When you on your app.
I did, yeah. So I've got your virtual business card. So I'll forward that over to Matt and Marilyn and Luann as well.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, and so like I said, I mean, I'm serious. If you got a client working with another lender and you have a question and say this just doesn't sound right, let me know. I'm happy, even though I'm not going to get the deal. I'm still willing to help you guys out because it's all about earning your trust and earning it throughout. And I do that for real estate agents I've been working with for 10, 15 years. I'll do that as well, on there because that's just a service that we give right now, and we like to add that value on there. If you can't tell, value added is big with me and my team. It is on there. It's trying to give you something that you're not getting elsewhere on here. And so again, don't hesitate to call. You're not bugging me. I'll get my response time is pretty quick. If I can't get back to you right away, I'll text you or say, hey, I'm in meetings until this time. Is it okay to reach back out to you after that? And I'll communicate there. It's not like you're going to have your crickets when you text me because I'm not available right then. You'll hear something, at least a text or something of that nature. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right.
Russell, I've sent your business name and contact to 2 potential buyers, and maybe I'll forward you an email of who I've given your name to, and maybe you can follow up with them.
Yeah, I'll be happy to do that. No problem at all on there. Because again, you met Scott. He's my assistant. He will be communicating with them, with any clients as well. But all the initial ones, I'm still very hands-on and throughout the process, even though Scott and Bonnie will be probably more communication with the client once they go under contract than I will. They always know they can always reach me at any point throughout the process from start to finish and even after closing. So again, but yes, I'm happy to reach out to them. I mean, a lot of times, those clients, they're all gung-ho right up front. And if you don't get them in that little time frame, and all of a sudden it cools off a little bit, and then they say, well, it's a day or two later. I know you've all experienced it. I have too, where the fire's gone. Somebody's doused the fire with some water. And so again, we want to get them while they're hot, and I'm happy to call them and reach out to them right away. Okay. All right.
All right. Well, thanks again so much, Russell, for your time, and everybody else for your time and attendance today. And look forward to this being posted onto our YouTube channel, and we'll provide the link to everybody. And we look forward to doing a ton of real estate sales and real estate loans with Russell and the George Mason Mortgage.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to meet all you guys. Amanda, Connie, you again on there. It's good to meet you, Matt, and Marilyn. See, she's back on there. I see the side of the door.
Or at least the roof of Marilyn's car.
Yeah, something on your car there. So again, but I look forward to working with you guys and earning your business. And I do mean that about earning your business. That's I don't expect it to be given. I want to earn it. So again, you guys have a great afternoon. And if you ever want me to be part of this again, just let me know, or for any specialized programs. Oh, one other thing. We do have a doctor and attorney loan program that is 100% financing as well for doctors, practicing attorneys. They do have to be practicing attorneys, but we do have that doctor loan out there. So if you ever have a client like that, we can do that 100% for them. Okay.
One quick question on that. does when you say doctor, what kind of doctors? Like veterinarian qualify for that, or?
Veterinarian does. You can't have your doctorate like you're a PhD in religious studies or you're a PhD in whatever. It has to be. It's psychologists, psychiatrists, veterinarians, MDs, things of that nature is what we would who we would be able to use that program for.
Awesome.
All right.
Okay,
Good to
well,
know.
great. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Appreciate it. Thanks, sir.
So I do send out a weekly email on Fridays. So is it okay to add you guys to that? It's just market updates and things of that nature. What's going on in the market? Are y'all good with that?
Yeah, great.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Perfect. All right. Y'all have a great week and let me know how I can assist you guys. Okay.
Thanks, Russell.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye now.